All right, hello everybody. It is time. It is Sunday. It's 1 o'clock. It's time for a little Savior of Health Sunday. And today, if you haven't been here, I've been talking about fitness, health, and wellness, breaking those down, how they fight each other, how they work individually for you, what they mean to you, how you bring them together as one big super team, like super friends. If you missed last week, please go back and watch last week. It's my own personal Zack Snyder Justice League cut. Okay, it's big, it's epic, it's awesome. You got Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman. I even brought in Aquaman and the Flash. I didn't talk about Cyborg because y'all aren't ready for that conversation yet. You're not. Today we're gonna break things down a little bit more. So today we're gonna be talking about wellness and an aspect of wellness, which is feeding your wellness and what that means, what it really means. Okay, so we're going to be talking about meals and feeding your mind, your mindset, and some soul food. For this thing in here, that soul nobody wants to talk about. And today, I got something special for you. Since we're talking about meals and feeding, I have had my workout. Whew, baby, was it a workout. It was good, too. Full body. I was on the bag. I had some fun. So drink to your health, by the way. And while we're drinking to our health, get stuff in here. Well, let's talk about this food thing, okay? Because, we have to, right? And food, yes. Diet, okay? Your macros and your micros all come down to, making this thing, right? You didn't know that. You are what you eat. Quite literally, you are everything you eat, just broken down and used to rebuild this thing. So if you eat junk and you eat trash, I didn't say it, but if you want your life to be trash, you want your health to be trashy, and you want to have trashy, horrible outcomes, eat trash. I myself, however, I have blood, sweat, and tears today. You should see the bag. You should see the other guy. No. So, sorry about the noise. Today, I have a little something to feast on. This is the mother of all bars. See if I can get that up there. Give you a good close look. Anyway, so this is from Jasanja. She does the All Natural Health Cookie Company. One of my sponsors. Other sponsors to be announced later for my show. But this is the mother bar. This is the mother of all bar. Not the mother, the mother. Okay, that's how awesomely powerful and delicious this thing is. The mother. It's part of what Samuel Jackson would say. Right, but so mother bar. If you like peanut butter, I don't always suggest having peanut butter, but have it. 205 calories. Okay, 5 grams of fat, 13 grams carbohydrate, 14 grams protein. Great for after work, great for a snack, okay? If you have blood sugar issues, seriously, I'm telling you right now. All natural grains, cinnamon, raw natural honey from here, okay? And if you haven't seen my video before, I'm going to be eating on the entire video, so I'm sorry. Oh, my Lord. Give me a second. There's berries in here, too. Oh, man. How do you make these? So, speaking of feeding yourself, okay? Let's talk about this whole diet thing. Because there are technically 500 diets out there, okay? There's about 100 that you know of, or that you'll hear about, okay? That's how stupid the rest of them are. I say that jokingly. Anyway, but, oh, good. I'm French. I love flavor, okay? Man, tasty. I ain't eat it. Sorry, people, it's that good. Oh yeah, there's bone broth in here, by the way. You've heard all about bone broth, right? It's in the bar. Okay, so diets. There's a bunch of those. Why? Because there's a bunch of us, right? That means there is a certain particular diet out there that's going to work for you for a certain amount of time. Okay? Which means there's no bad diet. There's only whatever's right now in the moment. And just for like right now stuff, right? So blood pressure, blood sugar, obesity, whatever, okay? Whatever you're doing with. There's a diet out there that's going to help out with the thing for right now, okay? It's not going to be long term, okay? No diet is long term, okay? Why? Because you change every decade. You have new needs. You have different needs, right? You're going to need some slightly different energy sources for whatever you're doing, okay? If you're highly active or if you're not active, or you're intermediate, if you're a pro athlete, you know, whatever. And then you have genes, you have genetics, you have this genetic framework as well that's going to predispose you to having certain allergies to certain foods, or you're going to need certain energy substrates. Maybe genetically you need more carbohydrates. Maybe genetically you need more fats. Maybe genetically you need more proteins. Okay, not want, need. Okay, not want, need. Two different things. Need means you must have it, not to survive, but to live. Okay, you can survive on pretty much anything. You can't. Your body's made to survive on pretty much anything. As you've seen out there, you can survive on Twinkies for a while. Okay, your body will find a way, at least for a little while. Okay. If you didn't know, there was a study done on like 1,000-calorie diet, and they did one with Twinkies versus something else, and it was the same outcome for both of them. Why? Because they were doing 1,000 calories. Now, if you take that out for a little bit longer time period than you did over 6 weeks, well, you're going to see some major blood work issues coming out of that. Because, I mean, what's a Twinkie? It's sugar that's been fluffed. I mean, it's it. Different types of fluff sugar. That's all it is. So, but here's the thing. When it comes to wellness, okay, and how well you're living, how well your body is doing, okay, how well your life is going, right? You have to focus on what you are feeding yourself. And, well, I hate to say it, but quit focusing on the diets because, well, they will kill you in more than one way, okay? First, spiritually, emotionally, they will kill you. Why? Because you're trying to force yourself to do something that maybe is not best for you. Because if you don't know what you're supposed to have from a genetic standpoint, you're wasting your time anyway. If you don't know what's going on with your gut, you're wasting your time. If you don't know what your food intolerances are, you're wasting your time. You may be feeding yourself stuff that you're allergic to, which means you'll go backwards. There is no progress. You're just going to get sicker, okay? No matter how awesome that diet is, because it's the new one. Notice there's a new diet every 3 years. That's the new one, right? This is the one that's going to do it. Look at all this research. Look at all the science we got behind us. Yeah, it's paid science, paid for science that you made up. Okay, you can make a study say anything whenever you design the study. Realize that, okay? And realize that with any study that comes out you see on the news. Somebody paid for that study to say something. If you have your outcome already planned, you can make that outcome a reality, all right? Just realize that. This is why you got to have peer-reviewed, independent research, not funded by certain companies that are trying to sell you stuff, including injections. But I digress. But if you're having one of these soul-crushing, body dysmorphing diets, okay, that you're trying to fit yourself into, you know, you're trying to fit your square self into a round peg, right? Doesn't happen. Or square into a round, whatever. Anyway, but it just doesn't fit, all right? It's a cookie cutter. What happens in a cookie cutter? Well, you take all the dough and you stamp it out. Okay, and if you don't fit into that cookie cutter shape, you're gonna lose an arm or a leg, maybe your head. I don't know. So, but here's the thing: when you're trying to fit into those things, they're gonna drain you. Why? Because you're gonna hate the experience normally. Because, well, let's face it, they're all about deprivation. They're depriving you of something. It might be something that you need. Okay. Um, So realize that. Be very careful before you want to do one of these diet things, okay? Because most of them are pointless and a waste of time. Most of them are a waste of energy and health, okay, and wellness and mental health too. Because, well, you're doing something that ultimately is bad for yourself. That you've tried to convince yourself that is good for you, or somebody else has convinced you that it's good for you because it's the thing to do. Look at all the science. Anyway, so, but realize that. Figure out what's going to fuel you, what's going to feed your wellness, okay? It takes some time, it takes some introspection, it takes some investment, okay, to do that. This way you know what you're putting in is going to build you, it's going to help you live better. You're going to feel better, you're going to look better, okay? That is the goal, is to improve. And the only way to improve is to know what you need, okay? And this doesn't just go for, forget about the diets. Think about meals. What are your meals like? Do you enjoy eating the meals that you eat, okay? I'm not talking about going and getting a Big Mac over here, all right? Or any other thing like that. And you're like, oh, it's so good. It's chemically manufactured to be good, okay? It's there to get you hooked. Why? Because they're not using natural stuff. They're using a lot of unnatural substances to get you hooked on it. They worked on the flavor profile. Okay, if you don't realize this, if you watch The Social Dilemma, and please do watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix, do yourself a favor, watch that. Realize they're doing that to you in the food system too. Okay, they are chemically altering foods to give them a certain flavor profile. So they are sweeter, so they are more savory, so they are more, whatever, to hook you and get you addicted on it so you cannot get away from it. All right? Lay's, you can't eat just one. You know why? Because it's laced with stuff to get you addicted to it. It quite literally is edible crack, okay? Because you get a high off of it. You literally get a high off of it because of the flavorings that they use, right? So, no, you can't have just one. It ain't gonna happen because you have one. It's ooh, oh, wow. Something up here got activated and I'm really happy. And now that went away and it's not happy anymore and I gotta feed it. Let that roll around up here for a second. Okay? So, kind of like with, I'm sorry, I gotta have another bite. When you get the real stuff, okay? And all foods do this, okay? Even the natural stuff. When you taste something that tastes really good, okay? Especially from a natural standpoint, you get a really good natural high off of it too, okay? So the question is, are you going to go with for a synthetic high that is very momentary and you have to have more of it to satisfy that need, or do you get a natural high? And when you have it, actually relaxes you and calms you down. And not only that, it doesn't make you crave more. Why? It satisfies you. It fulfills you. It fulfills this need that you have, okay? It's actually filling you up, okay? As opposed to most of the unnatural stuff that you get that is momentary, it doesn't fill you up. There is nothing filling there. It's a bunch of fluff, like the Twinkies. It's fluffed sugar. There is nothing there to fill you up. It's all fake stuff, right? So what does it do? You get high, and you're like, oh, man, I'm still missing something. Man, that was tasty. I need more of that. And you go back for more, and more, and more, and you biggie size it. And you got to double it, and triple it, and quadruple it, right? Because you can't get enough of the nutrients that you need to be fulfilled. All right? To be well, okay? To be well-rounded. Okay, that kind of well-rounded. Well-rounded, okay? We want that well-rounded. We don't want this well-rounded. Okay? Do I need to give you a belfie for, something nice and well-rounded? Anyway, that's for the ladies, by the way. So, come on, jokes, people. Laughter is fulfilling too, right? We're getting to that. But when you're feeding yourself, when you're having these meals, okay, think in terms of meals, okay? Don't think about, well, I'm having this and this and this. What are your meals consist of? What kind of meals are you having? Are you enjoying your meals? Are you loving your meals? Are they loving you? Is your body loving them? Okay? When all that's happening, you're going to feel fantastic and you're going to start looking a lot better because you're going to eat less. Why? Because you're being fulfilled with every meal. That means every habit, you're not craving something in the next hour or two. You are, well, you're satisfied. You're satiated. That hunger has been satiated, okay? You're not having to, take care of something. You're not just, there's not an empty hole anymore, right? That hole is getting filled or has been filled, and it stays full for a lot longer. So 3-4 hours go by. You're still not that hungry. You're full. You're fulfilled, right? And your calorie count actually goes down. Why? Well, because you don't need all the excessive calories to do things. Why? Because with something like that, with the nutrient density of it, it's very fulfilling because you're getting all these micronutrients that your body needs to do stuff. That means the vitamins, the minerals, different amino acid bundles, different baseline sugars that you need, essential fats, okay? Which, yes, some of those are macros, but they're actually micros in a sense because they're fractions of things, right? So when you look at a fat by itself, it can get broken down into smaller fats, derivatives, right? Proteins, you broken down into smaller amino acid bundles, okay? Or individual amino acids that you need. Realize every different protein out there has a different makeup of amino acids. That's why they have a different taste, they have a different profile. Some of them fill you up more, some fill you up less. Some do certain things in your body. Some are great for muscles, some are great for tendons, okay? Some are great for brain. Some are great for your intestines, right? No, not all proteins are the same. Not all carbohydrates are the same. Not all fibers are the same. Not all fats are the same. They are all individual different things that get broken down into smaller individual things, okay? There's a lot of science in this. So, what I'm saying to you is it's not simple, but it kind of is once you figure out what you need, okay? It's very simple if you find out what you need because then you don't get led astray by like the new thing that's out there. Ooh, this is the new diet, you gotta do it. It's gonna give you abs. No, it ain't. It might for a day. Maybe, while you're hating life, and hating every meal, and hating every bite, hating every drink, but that's the fulfillment you need from your meals, okay? You should feel good after you eat. You shouldn't feel heavy, okay? You should feel relaxed and calm and, well, not full, but fulfilled, right? You eat it and you're like, oh, I'm relaxed, but I got energy to do anything right now. I feel fantastic. Other than Thanksgiving dinner, yes, be sleepy afterwards because there's a time to feast, okay? There's a time for overeating. There's a time for fasting, okay? If you don't know, if you have Jewish friends, they're going to be doing some fasting tomorrow, okay? Some major fasting. A lot of fasting. And everybody has fasting periods, right? Everybody does, right? But there's a time for normal eating, there's a time for fasting, and a time for feasting, okay? Realize that since the beginning of time, we have been doing this. We've been sometimes unplanned when there's famines, but and there is some systematic reasoning for doing fasting and the feasting and the normal eating. Okay, there are reasons for this because your body it's not straight. Okay, it likes a little up and down. Okay, it needs a little bit of up and down. It needs days where you just don't eat. Okay, and this would be the fasting part. Why? So your body can clean out and it can relax. It's not having to digest stuff all day. You give it a break, and it needs days for feasting where you just lay waste to everything in sight. Okay, and because it's a time of celebration, and you get super filled, and wow, you feel great for the next couple days, or maybe not. At least you don't feel great that day because you're overstuffed. Some of us take it a little too far. 3 plates, just cut it at 3 plates. Okay, you don't need more. But this is some of the fulfillment. Okay, and it's not just about the meals; it's about who you have around you in the meals. So next up, let's talk about. Well, let's do some soul food. Well, I'm gonna have a bite of soul food right quick. This is soul food, by the way. Oh man, if you ever meet Jason, you're gonna meet Jay Sandra, by the way. You're gonna meet her on my show. This is real soul food right here. If you know how much soul goes into making this, and that, my friends, is actual real soul food. It's the heart and the soul and the love that goes into the making of the food, okay? You have somebody that puts everything, all their heart into it, it always tastes better, okay? Seinfeld, Soup Nazi, point in fact, best soup ever. He put everything he had into it. He expected everything to make a soup, so he expected everything from his the people to buy the soup. If you haven't seen the episode, please do yourself a favor, watch that episode. So much in that episode. It's greatness. But soul food is partly from the people that make it, okay? If they love what they do, and they love people, and they want people fulfilled, you're going to feel it in the food, okay? You will. So make sure whenever you have meals, you have people around you that, you love to be around. Makes the meal so much better. You digest so much better, right? You're going to eat a little more slowly. If you eat fast, man, slow it down. Chew that food, okay? You're not a bird. Don't just guzzle it. Chew your food multiple times. People make fun of me because I'm a really slow eater because I chew my food a lot. I love it. You taste it. You want it there. I eat really tasty stuff. I don't just guzzle it down. I want to enjoy my meals. Give me 2 hours. No, seriously, give me 2 hours. So, soul food, things that fill you up, okay? And not just that, the books you read, the movies you watch, and this goes to mindset as well, okay? Soul food and mindset are kind of the same thing, sort of. But what are you feeding this thing up here? Okay, what are you watching? Are you stuck on the news? Don't do that to yourself. I mean, I do it, but I'm an information junkie. I do it just to see everything, okay? Seriously, I watch everything. If you ever see my post. I watch everything all over the place because I'm an information junkie. I just like to know, all right? That's why I have friends from every different background on here. I just like to know. I like to know the mindset of everybody, okay? But with that, make sure you're feeding your mind, your mindset, you're feeding it good stuff the majority of the time, okay? Like 80-20, okay? 80% of the time, you need to have really good uplifting stuff going in up here. Why? Because then you put it out there. If you have bad, horrible, demeaning, negative, nasty stuff, and that's all you watch, and that's what's going in up here, that will be your mindset because that's what you're feeding yourself. Okay, so get out of that. Okay, even TV shows. Okay, if you're into all the depressing TV shows, all the crime dramas, all that stuff, realize that is infiltrating you up here. Okay. Now sometimes it's a therapy thing, watching the bad guys get in the end because if you had something bad yourself, if you had some bad happen to yourself in life, well, it's nice to see the good outcomes all the time. Okay, I get that. There is some therapy that goes with that because you're seeing some vindication, right? Seeing some justice happen. But watch comedies. Robin Williams, I posted a thing from Robin Williams not too long ago. But do things that are going to keep you inspired and seeing the good in people and seeing good in yourself, more importantly. Okay? This way you're feeding yourself some good stuff. You're being fulfilled physically, but mentally, emotionally, and from a spiritual standpoint for your soul, those have to be fulfilled even more. And you really got to feed those a lot. Why? Because there's a lot of negative out there that will try to influence you. And this thing here that you're watching me on, okay, and all the social media networks, well, bad news sells, okay? It sells better than anything else. Good stories, yeah, they're out there, they're uplifting, but what's the majority? And what's going to keep you hooked and coming back, right? Just like McDonald's, just like the Lay's potato chips, the bad, negative, synthetic, artificial stuff that's not real will keep you coming back for more and more and more and more. Why? Because it's not real and because there's so much of a burst of wow with it that you have to keep coming back to get more of it, okay? It's like if you're gambling at it, you're going back every time because you got to get that high. You got to pull that little lever every time. Ching, ching, ching. And every time you get close to hitting that jackpot, you're like, oh, it's just one more away. It's just one more away. It's just one more video away. It's just one more, right? I'm just one more like away. for some of us that are on here for the likes. I got another like. Oh, I got to post more of that to get more of those. No, don't play that game. Don't let them play you like that. Post good stuff. If you get 10 likes on a really high uplifting post and you get 100 likes on a negative post that's talking bad about somebody or showing something going on, right? Well, if you're in the likes game, you're going to keep on posting more of the negative stuff because you get more likes. If you're really trying to do something good for the world, put more of that 10 post stuff out there, or the 10 like stuff out there. Why? It may not go as far, but it's going to do more for those 10 likes than that other thing did for the hundreds. And it's going to do a lot more for the world. And eventually, that post that got 10 likes will start getting more likes. Why? Because if you, and I mean you, we start flooding this thing with more of the good, positive content, and we quit sharing all the negative content, think about what we can do for the world, just from that standpoint, just from a mental mind standpoint. If we all quit sharing all the negative stuff, we start posting positive, how to make the world better, okay? No complaints, okay? What's the best way to do it? Realistically, okay? And start putting the good content out there, the uplifting content, okay? The helping other people content, right? So, that is every other Sunday today. A little bit of soul food for you, a little bit of mind food for you, hopefully some really good food for you. By the way, the All Natural Health Cookie Company, she's doing, I think, 25% off everything right now. Seriously, best snacks in the world you're ever, oh man, I'm telling you right now. Thank you for introducing me to her. Actually, Ray, thank you for introducing me to her. But, one more time. Oh, the Mother Bar. Awesome stuff right here. And check her out. The All Natural Health Cookie Company. You're going to see tons of posts from me about Jay Sanj and her company. And she'll be on the show coming up in October. That's right. The show goes live. You're going to enjoy it. Just, I'm not going to say I hope you enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love this show, okay? You're going to love it because it's all positive, good stuff for everybody out there. That's why we're doing it, right? So have a great day. Do something great for yourself every day so you can do great things for other people every day. Please share this out there for anybody that needs to hear this because somebody does. And other than that, eat your health. drink to your health. Like and comment to your health, okay? Once again, go for the positive stuff as much as you can, all right? Even for us information junkies out there that like to see everything, there's a lot of negative out there. You got to break away from it from time to time, because it will affect you, even if you got a really good filter, it's still going to affect you at some point. So there you go. Have a great day. Come back next week. What are we doing next week? Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about rest and stress next week. So see you next week. Please watch the previous shows, okay? And it's 12 weeks of this thing. We're doing 12 weeks. And cool thing. So speaking of mindset, before I forget, Michael Harris. I'm going to be back on with Michael Harris. If you don't know who he is, well, this guy helps out with this thing, all the wiring you got in here, okay? He helps out with the rewiring, okay? And disconnecting the bad links and connecting some good links, all right? So Michael Harris, we are going to get back together. We're going to do a part 2 of Couch to the Holidays. So you can join us. I'm going to do the in-gym portion. He's going to do the at-home portion. He is a major yogi, okay, with a wicked sense of humor. So we're going to do some stuff to help you out, to get you off the couch and ready for the holidays. So you drop that COVID-19 that you picked up and laugh. So we're going to start that up probably next weekend. I think we're going to start that. We're also going to talk about his mental toughness program that he's doing. So for everybody out there, because you got to have some mental toughness to survive, especially with all the madness going on. So we're going to promote some of that as well. We'll probably do some of that on the Cash to the Holidays program, and you'll see some of that on here as well. But there you go. Have a great day. See y'all next week.